me? No?
I can't
We're
hear
good?
more behind you. We're live.
Awesome.
Yeah!
All right. Yeah, we're back. Allied Rivals Podcast, everybody. It's been a minute, but we're back and better than ever. Let's hit that intro.
Allied Rivals.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the one and only Allied Rivals Podcast. My name's A.J. Herschel, and right over there, that's Caedmon Bauer. This is the Allied Rivals Podcast.
Yes, it is.
How are you doing today, Caedmon?
Oh man, I'm doing good. You know, it feels good to get a win, even if it's against the worst team in the league after a devastating loss.
Yeah. I don't know if they're the worst, though. I think that's Jacksonville with how they're looking right now.
Jacksonville, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I'm doing good. It's been a nice week. AJ, how about you, man?
Good. It's been great. Like I told you, I'm legally an adult now, so I guess I'm just AJ Herschel.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm just AJ Herschel now. But we did that, and we already got somebody in the comment section. We got Lightning Bauer. Is it hoodie weather already? To me, it's always hoodie weather unless I'm outside.
Really, it's just always it's Packer weather.
Oh yeah. It's football weather.
Yeah,
it's just football weather.
Football.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And speaking of football, Caedmon, we're in week 3 of the NFL. We gave it a couple weeks to figure out what was going on because week 1 was nuts completely. Yeah. But we're here in week 2. Caedmon, what game do you want to start talking about today?
Let's just get a recap of what happened Thursday night. Panthers Texans.
Yeah.
AJ, Panthers are now 3-0. And dude, Sam Darnold is nuts. Looking pretty good. He threw for over 300 yards against the Texans, which it's the Texans.
Right.
But he's still not doing bad considering.
Yeah.
But DJ Moore's been good and Robbie Anderson's there.
Yeah, I don't even think he caught a pass last game. I think he caught one.
Did he really?
I think he caught one for like 11 yards.
Yeah. It's been a lot of DJ Moore, of course. You got Christian McCaffrey, but Hubbard.
He's done.
Got more carries.
Well, because McCaffrey's injured. Yeah. Right. For like indeterminate amount of time.
Yeah,
no. They said it's a hamstring. It looks like some kind of strain. It doesn't look like a full tear.
Well, yeah,
but and his team announced he's not going on IR. He's not going on IR. So he's definitely done this week. We know that for sure.
He's
we
out
just don't
this
know.
Week for sure.
Oh
okay.
Yeah. We just don't know how long it's gonna be. He's gonna be out for.
Yeah, I saw on a fantasy team that he was doubtful earlier today. They must have moved him to out because
they just haven't made it official yet. But all the announcements are like it's 10 days. He's not coming back. Not this week.
He hasn't been practicing. There's been whatever. But we'll see if Hubbard can keep moving the ball along, averaging.
He hasn't looked bad.
Carry. Yeah, he's been looking pretty good. So you just got to hope that DJ Moore just keeps doing his thing and that Sam Darnold can keep moving the ball around because he's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
What did you see from that game?
The Texans are exactly who I thought they were. They are not great at running the football. With Tyrod Taylor gone, most of their passing offense is done, and Brandon Cooks is really the only big receiver on that team. They're exactly who I thought they were going to be. I mean, Darnold's looked great, and this is something I didn't even think about, Cade. The Panthers' schedule isn't that bad.
No,
they get the
easy.
Cowboys, which, I mean, I'm pretty sure Dallas is going to win that. Dallas has looked good so far. But Philly, Vikings, Giants, Falcons, those are winnable games in a row. I don't think they beat the Patriots, but this could be a low-key playoff team because the NFC, just the NFC East in general, like we saw the Bucs got one of the easiest schedules, as did the Falcons, because all of them have similar schedules. So it's not that bad. It's just the end of the season that's really going to kill them because they're going to get Bills, Bucs, Saints, Bucs. So like that end of season, they could go 0-4. But right now, they're looking like a potential playoff team just based off their schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I mean, the Panthers, we'll move on because we got a lot of other matchups. But I mean, the Panthers did take care of the Saints.
Yeah, they did. Saints are a weird team. My goodness.
It's really weird. It makes me wonder if the Panthers could beat the Packers. Hey, but moving on,
We got some comments real quick. We got some comments real quick. Brett D, our guy, says CMC gets hurt way too much. It's his offense. They use him like crazy.
Also, their offensive line isn't anything special.
Yeah, that too. But when a guy gets all the carries and all the receptions, like, he's going to get banged up. This is his third year straight taking on this role for the offense. And Brett D also says Davis Mills had one good drive. That
was it. Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect? He inherited the Texans.
Yep.
Let's get
Moving
that
on.
Yep.
Washington football team at the Buffalo Bills. AJ, who's your pick?
Buffalo. I think it's going to be Buffalo. They destroyed Miami, and granted, they didn't have Tua, but I think the football team's gonna be okay this year. If I had to give my thoughts on them, but I think the Bills are going to take it. Diggs is back in form. Allen's getting back going. I think this is going to be a good game for them at home.
Yeah. Their defense is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
And their running game is still non-existent.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter because they have Josh Allen, and he'll either figure out ways to get it to his receivers or he'll just run it himself. So,
yep.
Hey, I think the Bills take this one.
Yep, agreed.
Let's see. We got the Bears playing the Browns in Cleveland. Yeah. Take it away, AJ.
We're not going to win this. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Look, Dalton's out and Fields is starting. Does that make me more confident? I don't know. We're going up against Cleveland, who has one of the best defenses in football. In my opinion, they're probably top 3. They only got better this offseason. They have Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney on the line now. So Fields going to have no time to throw. You watch the game. If you watch the game against the Rams, our entire strategy was 10-yard passes the whole game because we had no time to throw at all. We're down to like our 4th left tackle, which is actually our right tackle that we shifted over. Cleveland's going to win this one. Our defense can hold for sure, especially with the Browns receiving core depleted. No Odell, no Jarvis Landry. But I think it's going to come down to, I think the Browns are just going to eventually beat us out because their secondary is great and their front 7 is arguably the best in the league at this point. I think the Browns are going to take it. On the road, too. On the road,
yep. The Browns are going to take this one. They're going to take advantage of a rookie quarterback, make him panic. The Browns' defense is good enough. So, and like you said, Bears' offensive line just kind of not in good shape. So, the Browns take this one.
Yeah.
All right. AJ, who we talk about now?
Let's go with a weird one. Let's go Cardinals at Jacksonville. This is the winless Urban Meyer Jacksonville Jaguars against a team you weren't too high on, Cade. And this is why I want to ask you this. You weren't high on Arizona to start the season, but rolled over the Titans and beat a very good offensive Vikings team.
Yep.
I mean, I find it hard to see Arizona loses, but what do you think about the Cardinals, dude?
I think the Cardinals are gonna win this one. And I do like the Cardinals. See, everyone for a little while I was like, I think Kyler Murray's a little overrated. And after watching him play these 2 weeks, I don't know if he is. He's really good. And throwing to D-Hop he's pretty special. So you know what? The Cardinals defense has just got to hold up. If they can, I have no doubt that Kyler Murray can take it to the win. But if you're forcing Kyler Murray to go score every time to just keep up with the other team, you're not going to win. This is the Jaguars we're talking about, though.
Yeah.
So they're not going to have that kind of problem.
Yeah.
Cardinals are going to take this one easy.
Yep.
I could see it being maybe even a 30-point deficit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think Jacksonville's doomed. Trevor Lawrence hasn't looked great. The schedule doesn't get any easier for J-Rob. Marvin Jones has been the one bright spot in Jacksonville, which, of course, my boy, so happy that he's back. But the Jaguars' defense is not great. I think maybe they put up like 14 points in garbage time. Marvin Jones has a touchdown, which, by the way, Caedmon, he has the 3rd most receiving touchdowns of receivers since November. So that I'm very happy that Marvin from November of last year, he's number 3 behind Devontae and Diggs. I think he's number 3.
That's pretty good.
Really happy. And like you said, Arizona, one of their biggest strengths is their receiver depth. Because, D-Hop caught 2 in the first game, but then all of a sudden Rondale Moore comes out and gets some.
Yeah.
A.J. Green got a touchdown last game, and that's not to mention Christian Kirk and Max Williams. There is no shortage of weapons in Arizona. It's nuts. It's crazy.
All right, well, moving on, we got Baltimore going to the Lions.
Okay.
And
who do we think is going to win this? 3, 2, 1. Baltimore. Yeah.
All right, next one. Indy at Tennessee. This is going to be a good game in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee's offense is good enough and well-rounded enough that they should be able to take care of the Colts' defense, which is still pretty good. Maybe not as good as last year.
Yeah.
But nothing really excites me about the Colts' offense.
Yeah.
And even though Tennessee's defense isn't anything great, I feel like they should be able to keep up with the Colts' offense for the most part. I'm picking the Titans.
Yeah, this is tough. The Titans' defense looked terrible in week 1 against Arizona, but since their starters didn't play, people refer to that as the last week of preseason is week 1 for people who didn't play. And then last week they go out and absolutely put on a show. King Henry's back. Julio Jones broke 100 yards and should have had a touchdown, but it got called back. I just got his toe out. But I think I'll go with Titans partially because we don't know if Carson Wentz is going to start. This is the guy who accidentally sprained both of his ankles on the same play last week, and we don't know whether he's going to play. They haven't been able to establish the run. I think the Titans take this one, especially since they're going to be the ones, A, with all the momentum, and B, at home.
Yeah.
I'll go Tennessee.
Yeah.
All right, Cade, what one do you want to go up next?
Man, let's go Saints-Patriots.
Oh, that's a tough one.
2 weird teams, in my opinion, because the Saints destroyed the Packers, I'm sad to say.
Yeah.
And then they got whooped by the Panthers, so I don't know what to think of them. And then the Patriots are 1-1. They have a rookie quarterback. There's a lot of uncertainty. At least there's Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
AJ, take your pick.
This is really hard because the Patriots, granted they played the Jets last week. Mac Jones hasn't looked bad. He's spreading the ball out really well so far. The Patriots aren't going to score a lot of points. I'm going to give the Saints the benefit of the doubt that last week was a fluke and Sean Payton's going to yell at absolutely everybody in the building for letting them get rolled by the Panthers. I'll give the Saints the benefit of the doubt. But the Patriots have one of the best defenses in football. They shut down Miami really to 17 points, made Zach Wilson throw 4 picks. They can make Jameis throw 4 picks as well. I'll give the benefit of the doubt to the Saints. I think this is a Kamara bounce-back game after the horrible game he had last week, 6 carries for 8 yards. I think they bounce back. I'll give it to the Saints, but it's going to be a close one. What do you think, Cade?
Yeah, I'm going Saints on this. I think Kamara's not going to be held back 2 weeks in a row, and I think that's really the big reason.
Yeah. And speaking of running backs held back, Brett D is picking Colts over the Titans, saying Jonathan Taylor goes for 100 yards. That's true. Taylor's been locked up. The Colts haven't run the ball very well so far to start the year. That's another thing for them.
Yeah. All right. So we both take Saints, right?
Yeah. We're both taking the Saints.
All right. Chargers at Chiefs.
So
I was expecting the Chiefs to have a nice win streak at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And they're 1-1.
Yeah, granted, the Ravens are a great team. And they put a great team, well coached. It's tough going up against one of the best teams in the AFC week 2.
It is, and man, I still trust the Chiefs, but also the Chargers. Justin Herbert, I feel like he could just come in, he could just be on fire this game.
Yeah.
Taking the Chiefs. I know Andy Reid. I know Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
That's really it. I feel like they can take care of it.
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs at home too. I know that the Chargers have been good recently. And I know they always play the Chiefs tough. It's a rivalry game, but Chiefs, I think, are just better almost everywhere, including on defense. I think the Chargers are going to throw for a couple touchdowns, Chris Collinsworth stole my line on the last Chargers game or last Chiefs game by saying that Daniel Sorensen's the most underrated safety in football. I've been saying that for 3 years, man. Him and Harrison Smith. Yes, I love Daniel Sorensen. Yes, those two are like some of my
Sure.
favorite safeties in football. But I'll give this one to the Chiefs at home.
All right.
Falcons Giants, Cade.
Falcons,
This is a
Giants.
weird one. The Falcons also had a Titans-esque game where they basically didn't show up for week 1, and then took the Bucs down to the wire until some fourth quarter miscues ended the game for them. They were within a touchdown entering the fourth quarter, and Daniel Jones has kind of been looking good, and he's the leading rusher on the Giants. So what do you think about this one, Cade? Do the Giants start off their year 0? Are they going to drop another game against Atlanta? Someone's going to win here.
The Giants are going to win. Matt Ryan is throwing 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. They're not looking good. His QBR is 75.
It's bad.
So
yeah.
Somewhere around there. They haven't been able to run the ball at all. It's been ugly. I mean, I love Calvin Ridley, but Matt Ryan just has not been able to get the ball around well. So, and there's nothing good about the Falcons defense. So, and then I look at the Giants. Daniel Jones he hasn't thrown a ton of touchdowns, just 2, but he hasn't thrown any picks.
It's because he's been running for touchdowns instead.
and he has over 500 passing yards still. And that's pretty impressive. And I really like Daniel Jones. Now he's been playing, running the ball. Saquon Barkley, it's just, come on. But you know what? Saquon's going to get going at some point. Yeah. And I honestly just trust the Giants more.
Yeah, this is tough. I think if we look at Ryan's QBR, I think game 1 is a fluke, just like it was for the Titans. I think both of them just had bad weeks. And like the Falcons, 2 of Ryan's picks came in the fourth quarter, and one of them was a drop by the wide receiver. So that's not on Ryan for throwing one of those picks. And I can't remember, he might have been hit on the other one as he threw it. I can't remember. It was late in the game. But I think the Falcons are offensively, at least, are better than a lot of people give them credit for. Kyle Pitts is still getting used to the offense. Mike Davis is still getting used to the offense. I think the Falcons are going to pick up a win either against the Giants or the Washington football team at home next week. I'll pick an upset. I'll give the Falcons the benefit of the doubt this week. I'll say the Giants slip up a little bit, but Giants are definitely the favorites. They've got the better passing attack right now. They have the better defense right now, and they have the better run game right now. But, why not? Make it fun. I'll pick an upset.
All right. Let's go Bengals in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Dude, the Steelers are not looking good. I'm just going to be honest.
Offensively, at least.
Offensively, at least. Yeah, and, I mean, you got to love T.J. Watt and parts of their defense, but offensively, they're not looking good. And I could very well see them losing to the Bengals, this being a rivalry game, and I don't know, man. This is just I don't know, man.
Yeah, so who do you think, though? Bengals or Steelers? Who are you taking?
I want to pick the Steelers just because Joe Burrow hasn't excited me much either, and I feel like I do trust Ben to some degree because he has 3 receivers that I trust: Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, and Juju Smith-Schuster. Yeah. And that's really the only reason.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to pick the Steelers. Their defense is better than the Bengals by leagues, and they're going to eat up the Bengals offensive line. That's the short version. Long version, I like Burrow, and I like Higgins a lot. They almost had 1,000 yards combined last year, and Higgins had the back of Brandon Allen throwing to him in the last 3 weeks. Burrow's look good, but he had to play going against the Bears front 7, which threw 3 picks. It was a mess. And I mean, Pittsburgh, they had to go up against the Bills. That's always hard, but they got to win. My biggest problem with them is that they haven't been able to run the football effectively, but I think the Bengals is the game they get it right. The Raiders front 7 is so shockingly good. Bills front 7, they're always tough on the run. I know it's a rivalry game. Bengals always play Pittsburgh tough, but I'll give it to the Steelers, especially at home. The Steelers are a very hard team to beat at home.
Yep. All right, so we both pick Steelers.
Yeah.
Next one, Jets at Broncos. AJ, real fast.
Yes, dude. Teddy Bridgewater is right now one of my favorite quarterbacks in football. He looks so good, even without Jerry Jeudy. And I get it; they haven't had the toughest schedule, but this could be a dark horse wild card team for me. Bridgewater looks so comfortable. Their running game is looking really good with Gordon and Javonte. It's annoying for fantasy, but for NFL, they're working great in tandem together. And this is against the Jets, another tough defense for Zach Wilson to face as he gets put through the ringer to start his NFL career. Denver, easy for me.
This is the Jets, and no matter who they play, they're going to lose. The Broncos are going to win.
Are you saying the Jets are going to go 0-17?
No, but that's
okay.
Dolphins at Raiders. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm picking the Raiders. Derek Carr's been looking really good. They're 2-0, and
Dolphins won't have Tua.
Tua is gone.
Yeah. Yep. Raiders defense looks way better than anyone gives it credit for right now. Running game's been kind of inconsistent, but Carr looks really good, which I didn't think I was going to say at the beginning of the season, but Carr looks really good. And the Dolphins haven't scored more than 17 points all year. And this is another tough defense in the black hole. Give me Oakland, which I know they're in Vegas now, but I'm still going to call them Oakland.
Nice. All right. Well, let's move on to the Seahawks playing the Vikings. Vikings have another game against this division, or I guess the whole division's playing this division. Yeah. But they lost to the Cardinals, I believe it was.
Yep, they did.
Seahawks are 1-1 though. They're the only not undefeated team in the division because this is the best division in football.
Oh yeah, by far.
At least I think it will be again this year.
Yeah, it's either them or the AFC North with Ravens and Browns. It's one of the two.
Yep. So I'm taking the Seahawks. Vikings are gonna lose again.
Man, this could be a trap game for Seattle. I'm not going to lie. Vikings offensively have looked good. They were okay game one, and then game two, they did great against a really tough Cardinals defense. They put up 33 points on them and only lost because of like 3 missed field goals throughout the entirety of the game. That's a game they would have won. Like, I like Seattle a lot. Don't get me wrong. But I think this could be a trap game for them. I'll give it to Seattle. I think they're mad after that Titans lost in overtime, but don't be shocked if the Vikings pull it out. And Lightning Bowers in the comment section saying, hey, maybe I'll call the Raiders the Los Angeles Raiders then. Please, by all means, go ahead. Oh, yeah, I'm all for that. Go ahead. Let's call football teams wrong names only. I'll call the Cardinals the Chicago Cardinals. Give you a real deep cut for that.
All right, well, let's see. We got 2 games left.
Yep.
And AJ, let's start with the less exciting one, the Buccaneers at Rams. This is going to be, I don't know, man. Tom Brady
is the game of the week, man.
Matt Stafford. This is the game of the week.
Oh.
These 2 teams right now are the 2 NFC favorites.
Yeah.
And I don't bet against Tom Brady.
Unless he's playing Eli Manning or Nick Foles, then we bet against him. Right.
But I mean, the Bucs are going to lose at some point. If they're going to lose to a team, it's probably the Rams.
Right.
Do I think they'll lose this early? No, because they're still like 100% healthy and they look fine. I mean, the Cowboys game was a little iffy, but that's week 1. Anything can happen. So I'm picking the Bucs, even though they're on the road.
Yeah, this is really tough for me. You know, I'm probably the biggest Chicago Bears Matt Stafford fan in the history of the world. I mean, I'm wearing a Georgia sweater. I love Stafford. I love the way the Rams are looking. Cooper Kupp is looking like a true number 1 right now. I love the Rams, but I think the Bucs are going to take it. The passing offense looks great. The only thing that I have against the Bucs is they are not great at running the football right now, which, I mean, still the same as last year. But Brady's putting together an MVP-type campaign so far. The wide receiver depth is ridiculous. Their defense is still staying strong. I think it's going to be a great showdown. It's down in SoFi, but I'll give it to Bruce Arians and the Bucs, especially with Darrell Henderson banged up. I don't know how the Rams' run game is going to look this week. I'll give it to Tampa.
Yeah, can I say one more thing?
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I think a big thing in this game is going to be if the Bucs O-line can hold the Rams D-line, specifically Aaron Donald. They can keep him away from Brady and give Tom Brady time to throw the ball.
Yeah,
it's game. I think the Bucs.
Yeah, and even like 3 seconds, Brady's got one of the quickest releases in football.
The
It's
quickest
nuts.
release. I was just
Yeah.
watching this.
Yeah,
All right,
he's
man.
crazy.
So we got the most exciting game of the week by far, even more exciting Bucks Rams. And this is the Monday Night Football game.
Yeah.
Eagles Cowboys. And I just love watching how the NFL tries to advertise for this game.
Yeah, honestly. Like, do you see the Washington Giants advertisements? Oh, it's great.
My goodness.
Taylor Heineke and the Redskins take on Daniel Jones.
Well, man, you know what? Skip
Football
Bayless
team, my
has
bad.
been
Football
making me
team, my
think.
bad.
Yeah, come on, man. Skip
Sorry.
Bayless has been making me think that the Cowboys are like kind of top, or at least close to top tier team.
He says that every
And
year.
while I don't think like they're top tier, Dak's been looking good coming back from injury, multiple injuries actually, but we know the big ankle thing and then the shoulder. But Dak's looking good. Zeke did something last week,
Yeah.
which was nice for my fantasy team. And I don't know. It seems like their defense isn't too bad. I mean, they played the Bucs week 1, and they didn't give up 30 points.
They did. They let up 31. Yeah, game-winning field goal.
Man, I'm doing great today.
It's all right.
Hey, you know what? Cowboys defense isn't as bad as last year, at least.
Yes, that's very true. Very true.
We said before the season started, it couldn't be any worse than last year, and we were very right.
Yes,
and
sir.
You know what? The Eagles might be just as bad as last year.
I don't know. I actually disagree. Yeah.
Really?
We saw the here's my case for Philly, right? First of all, they not destroyed the Falcons, but Falcons offense wasn't in sync game 1. Defense was a mess. Sure.
Yeah.
Game 2, 49ers, after putting up 40 on the Lions, got shut down. And I get the 2 of their running backs all 3 of them actually got banged up. But 17 points? Garoppolo under 200 yards? It took him 10 points in the fourth quarter to win that game.
Think about that. Like, didn't they only score like 17 points?
The game was 17-11. Yeah. Wow. I think Philly is a better team than people give them credit for. Devonta Smith looks good. Jalen Reagor looks good. I'm not sure about their tight end situation. Their running situation doesn't look terrible. I mean, I'm picking Dallas to win. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I'm picking Dallas to win this game. Their defense looks good, and their offense looks ridiculously good, especially because now it's Zeke and Tony Pollard who are both rushing. Tony Pollard had 100 yards last game.
Ridiculously good when they scored 11 points versus the 49ers?
No. Dallas is offense.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Pollard had 100 yards last game. Zeke had 70. They both had a touchdown. I think they're going to run over Philadelphia. But Philly, I think, is going to shock some people this year. They don't look horrible. Will they end up as the worst team in the NFC East? Probably. Giants look really good, and the football team's got a great defense. But I wouldn't be shocked if, later down the line they pull off an upset.
All right. Well, we're both taking Cowboys. This has been week 3 NFL matchups. Sir. It's been good to be back, AJ.
Oh, yeah. We're
going to do a college football episode. Finally, AJ is pretty excited.
Yeah.
And, we'll tell you, we'll show you how it's going to run after this. It'll be right after this.
Right after this. Yeah. See ya.
All right.